Welcome to day 2 for our Hunkydory Christmas week of Webisodes, and today we've got some extra special things.
We've got Hunkydory Christmas Cuties.
Okay, now think some adorable art, cutesy things.
We've got colorful imagery, really adorable children and animals.
A darling Santa, and all sorts of other things. Come play with us. Well, here is our creative Christmas cutie collection. Say that 3 times fast. This is what Hunkydory calls a luxury card collection. You're looking at the sheet of inspiration, and so lots of things going on there. We'll show you about these easel cards.
Right.
And there's even more on the other side. Now, this is one of the collections where I think of it as a creative collection because there's so much you can do with it.
Right, there's so much you can do with it, and they're not like individual shaped cards. You can just use this in any way you like,
right.
And there are lots of different options.
Now, there are a couple of sheets like this that allow you to do the paper toll, so it's the layering. Now, that's if you want to. If you don't want to, you can certainly build this little Santa out hanging up his laundry out of the pieces, or you can,
or you can separate them and
Right.
make 2 separate cards. So when they talk about this kit possibly making 20 plus cards out of it, you can certainly get a lot more if you decide to spread apart those elements.
Now, this is another one that is the paper toll idea. So you can see this little one with her postcard to Santa.
It reminds me of that, Yes, Virginia, There Is a Santa Claus movie.
Right, very much, yes. And of course the foiling, as you have come to expect. And then a little one too. Cute for the inside of the card, or on a tag, or another card.
Or a small gift card. Lots of different options there. I love this one.
This has a giant sparkly snowflake.
It's huge. And this image, you'll see it on one of the cards. It just overtakes the whole card. Just beautiful.
Very fun. You see that very pastel little teddy bear there. And then we've got our snow people. Yes. And a really sweet take on the nativity scene. So
with all of the little sheep there. Just love that look. I love the colors of that one too.
And speaking of which, there are the 3 wise men. Cutesy is the name. This is interesting because not only do we have a bag full that the reindeer has found, but there's also a frame right here.
This is a sort of a box frame. So this is actually already scored so that you can fold it. When you do this one, which we don't have a card that we created with it, take all of these and do mountain folds on each one of them, and you'll create a box that can sit on top of a card.
Or a present, or anything.
Sure.
Here we've got some little guys out there taking their mail to Santa.
Right.
And that Santa, I just think he's absolutely cute with his snow friends down there.
This is a stacking. This is one of those paper toll type Santas, and we created a great window with that one. You'll see.
We have some winter owls.
I love that.
Now, so that was 10 sheets. You also have 10 sheets of the adorable scoreable that is foiled, and so we'll just quickly go through them.
And that's
There's
a
your
real
little
heavyweight. Oh,
Virginia girl.
And this is heavyweight, like 350 GSM, so nice, substantial. When you score it, it's not going to break that image. It's going to be a nice, clean image.
And the artwork, of course, coordinates with the card toppers that you've seen.
So you can use them with those card toppers, or you can use them individually. You could create a card just out of that without any additional embellishment.
I was just thinking that, and then you said it, yes. So you can see the foiled, and there's our Santa and his friends.
Snowflakes everywhere.
And there's our little guys. Then
so 10 of
there's
those,
more,
10 of that foiled cardstock.
Then there's 10 more that are not foiled. Again, the artwork coordinates, as you can see. Some of it is just fun backgrounds. Great to do the front of your card or the inside, just however you choose
also
to do it.
Also for scrapbook pages. These are great for matting or adding some interest on a scrapbook page.
Isn't that pretty?
That is beautiful.
So we have all of these.
And 10 of those as well.
So it's 10, 10, 10.
10, 10, 10.
Okay, so now we're going to get into the cards. Okay.
Yes.
Now, we talked about some have the paper toll. Here is an example. And in this case, they've been done into one card.
Right.
And you can see as I turn it how they've been layered.
That it's been layered with foam tape and just stacked right back on top of that image. I also love the addition of baker's twine on the
cute.
line there to make it look like, this is just great, to make it look like, yeah, that's wonderful.
And as you know, or just in case you didn't know, everything is already die cut. So you're just popping them out and putting them together with adhesive. This has a Happy Christmas down here. We've added a little bit of ribbon.
Right, and here's one of those cardstocks on the back with that border on the bottom. Right here behind, there's also one of the die cut borders has been placed back right there on top of that.
And if you don't want to use the whole 6.5 inches, just use a little bit on each side and save that for later. On the inside, just a simple little piece of that same paper turned on its side.
Makes it go a long ways that way. And there's always lots of sentiments to choose from in every one of the Hunkydory kits.
There is. Now here is another of the stacked piece, and there's your little girl.
Right, so another example of stacking it and using that piece right here on the front of it, but also this was matted on silver snowflakes holographic paper.
Yes, and just in case you haven't seen that, there's what it looks like.
It just adds a little bit more punch to it. I love up in the corner that the border was put on an angle. Sort of makes it look like it's a wrapped present.
And you can see how all the colors match, and that's really nice. And on the inside, a little bit more of that background paper, and then this was the smaller one that we saw. Look how cute to have the little stamp there, foam taped, raised up. And we've
very cute look. I love that the holographic was added over here, and it's just that strip of cardstock in the center, so you can use more of it elsewhere.
And the message is sent with love, which I think is very, very charming.
Very cute.
Now, we did take that nativity scene, at least the one with the lambs, and did it on a side step card. So,
and this one was done using the side step card template. So it's a very simple way of creating a great side-step card. You just put your cardstock back here. You can choose whatever color cardstock you want and trace and score and fold. And in this case, I used the black cardstock to really set off that scene, kind of a night scene. I want to mention that on this part, this is the die cut that was popped out. This one and this one are together, but you separate them. And what I did was I backed the entire scene on black cardstock before I put it on that side so that it would have something to hold on to when I put that arch on there.
Okay. And then you've got the center down and the frame lifted up. And wishing you, EWE, a Merry Christmas. And I love how everything is popping up. Just really nice. Just how sweet that little face is directed toward the star.
It's really fun working with that imagery, and they're very cute. Those little sheep are just adorable.
They are. And speaking of adorable, here we have some Christmas owls. Now, Debbie made this into a twist card, and so are you watching?
I'm ready.
Okay, so it turns like so. And
it stands up.
Right there.
That's a really neat idea. I love that. It's a very simple way of doing that. I can show you that.
And I just want to point out that in the inspiration, now inspiration meaning that it's just photographs, but you can see that they did it with that little reindeer as well as a regular easel with another piece. So between the inspiration and us, you should have this covered. So you're going to show us?
Right, I am going to show you. I did choose a different cardstock. What I had available are these two pieces. So this is the base, and this is the part that's going to be on top of that twist easel. But on the back, I've marked it so you can see where to score it. So the piece is 5 3/4. Oh, and please look at the gallery for all of the dimensions if you don't remember it here. 5 3/4 by 11.5 inches long, and then you score it down the center. And that's about 5 3/4 from this end. That'll be the center. And then you score it again from this point to that point.
And it's important to make note of the angle, that it's going from the upper left to the lower right.
That's going to make a difference.
It will make a difference.
Turn it over. And I also wrote that on this corner is where you're going to glue the topper. That's where it's going to be. So now when I turn this over, I've got these score lines. I'm going to fold it this way.
So in half.
And then, since the card is going to be sitting this way, I'm going to fold it this way. Wait a minute. Is that right? Oh, I said glue it here, didn't I?
No, you're right.
Yeah, okay.
You're right.
It's on this
Don't
panel.
doubt yourself, you're
on
fine.
This panel. And then when I glue the topper on, I'm going to glue it on, I think it's going to glue on like this.
Yeah.
Yes. So upright, if this is, you know, the upright version, you turn it this way. I'm going to get this right for you. You're going to glue it only on this side.
Except you don't score it here.
Oh.
Just leave it,
Oh.
right?
No, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. See?
Okay, Debbie did it differently.
No, that's the way she did it. There's an extra score line on there that was incorrect, and she didn't use that one. She just used, so it looks. Did I do it? Okay, look at it again.
She did it differently.
Oh, okay.
It,
she folded it this way.
Right, but she kept it flat. Pardon us. So she glued it there, just like you said, just exactly like you said.
No.
Yeah.
Look, it ends up like
you're
that.
Right, you're right.
Okay, now, back up.
Okay, back up.
Travel. Remember when I said to glue the topper here? That's right.
That's right, yeah, you're exactly right.
So this gets folded over this way.
Right, and then you're going to glue it.
Looking at your piece upright, you're going to glue it onto this lower left
exactly
corner.
Where you said.
Right where I said. And then when you open it, it will fold just like that.
Okay, you can tell us if you would have preferred that we stop and retape it. Send your comments.
No.
Right. So anyway, so the only thing that we kind of got flubbered there was you do your scoring and you fold it in half, but then you glue the corner exactly where Gail said.
Only that corner.
Right, and you don't fold it before you glue it.
Well,
you're going to score it, but you're going to have it flat when you glue the top on.
When you can, right.
Okay, we agree to that?
Got it.
Okay, and then when you open it, it's going to go like that.
There we go.
And
because this little label is foam taped on, it's going to attach on there, and
it holds
a base for it.
And so that way, and I'll just show you the other side.
And as you can see, that really was easy.
It really is, especially if you have the samples in front of you, right? And watch this maybe 3 times. Okay, we're going to move on to another card.
Okay.
Here we go. Now this is that giant snowflake that you were talking about.
So here's that large snowflake. It's really quite large. I didn't measure. I think it's about 7 by 7.5 inches, something like that. And on the top of this, we've got an acetate. So the first thing that I did was separate the large outer snowflake from that inner snowflake. The large outer snowflake is sitting on the acetate, and it's folded over the top of the cardstock so that when you open it, just the center is sitting on the inside.
Okay, and that acetate is an additional, and it is the Hunkydory Snowfall acetate, which we particularly love.
It's super useful, especially with these Christmas cards, with the Hunkydory Christmas
You can turn
cards.
anything into a snowfall.
Right.
So
there's a couple of other kind of fun things that are going on here. I've got a ribbon down on the corner, right, and it looks like it's tied around. Well, it's kind of hard to tie it around acetate, so I just zotted on acetate just the bow, but I actually tied it on the cardstock behind.
So clever, woman.
So you don't get too much. I didn't want the bow underneath. Another point is these corners. You're seeing one of those snowflake die cuts that was just cut into 4 pieces and put on the 4 corners.
Okay.
So that's the fun part.
And I love it. And the other thing that you get of this is that you're just using part of your cardstock, and the acetate is becoming the front of it.
So the other part of the cardstock can be used elsewhere. There are also some of these great pearls on here that really accent that snowflake.
Kind of look like bits of snow themselves, and you've got 2 of the die cuts just overlapping on top.
And if you do this just right, now look at these. Now open at the top, leave the card right there, and open it up, and they're hiding 2 more underneath.
Nice. Oh, I like that. So the peekaboo effect. Yes, very nice. Speaking of peekaboo, we have another card, and this has been done, of course, with the pieces in the kit. So I'm just going to open this. To begin with, we've got Santa on the front, but that window is really cut, and there's Santa and his friends on the inside.
Right, so that's the back panel. So you've got the stacking elements on top. When you open them up, you've got the base that they would have stacked onto back here. And then there's one more that you open up.
Like so.
And that's the cardstock for that last image.
absolutely charming. Okay, you're going to show us this, right?
I'm going to show you how I did that. This is the entire cardstock, and this is kind of the important part. Look at the gallery for the exact dimensions. There's a strip that was cut off on the top so that there's what remains is a 6.5-inch card. And then I cut, and I'm going to do that individually. I'm going to show you because I put that on.
Oh, aren't you clever?
That'll be like that. And then you cut this into 3 pieces. And when you lay this onto your card, and let's bring the card back just for a second. The left piece will be on the front, the middle piece will be here, and that third piece is on the inside.
Okay.
So that's how that's done. And once you've got that, and then you've got your card that's also folded in that way. It's folded in 3 pieces. It was 6.5 by 11 5/8 that I folded like this. So this panel, the very last panel, needs to be right there, and this panel with all of its stacking elements are going to be on the front. The way I did that was, I'm going to grab that piece of cardstock that's going to be on the front. I went ahead and glued that cardstock in place on the front. Then I placed this on, and I took a pencil and traced around the inside, just that inner opening area, so that I could remove that and then cut through only that front panel all the way through. So that way, when you're done, you've got a window on the card that looks just like so.
Exactly like so. I also like the addition of that, looks like a present that I'm opening, with that border piece and a little ribbon added. Ho, ho, ho. And then, so it's really an optical illusion kind of that's going on. So there's Santa. And then what a nice surprise. There he is again, giving me season's greetings.
Yeah, that was just a fun. I really liked the Santa image, and you don't want it to go away.
Yes, that's right. You want to use it. And speaking of sweet and cutesy images, here is a card that takes its shape from the die cut.
Right, so you just trim away the edges to match the die cut. It's a 5-inch by 5-inch card, and there's some additional red suede back there to really sort of make it pop.
And there's our red suede. It is a true red, absolutely vibrant.
So that means that this silver edging that went around here was removed, so you've got that center and you've got the outer frame there.
And then I bet you could use that silver elsewhere, huh?
Definitely.
Is that how it goes?
There was some red and white twine that was tied at the top. This comes from the Christmas cheer ribbon set. I'm pretty sure it comes with that twine and this glimmer.
And this is Sent with Love at Christmas, and you have it open. Oh, that's pretty on the inside.
I just like the ball.
Yeah, and then you can write your message. So
the nice thing about this card is it comes with, if you like, a matching gift bag.
And here is what you can do. Now, the bag is not part of the kit, but what you can do is to embellish just an inexpensive gift bag like so.
Right. So all of the items that you see, the items with the card and with this, they were all taken from one of the die cut sheets, one of the card topper sheets. Just a little bit of suede around there to add a little bit of punch, and that's foam taped on there with a little label. And then one of the smaller die cuts was created into a tag.
Very charming, very, very nice. So you've got a really nice set, and you've got an idea for others.
Sure.
Now, scrapbookers, you know you are in our minds, and look what you can do. And go to the play, the school play, or the church play, and here's a nice way to capture that. Now, this was done on the purple paper, and so that's not part of the kit, obviously, because it's a 12 by 12.
Right. I think that's from the Feathers.
Ah, I think you're right.
I can't think of the name
Fancy
of it.
Feathers.
Fancy Feathers paper pack, but there it is, and just beautiful. I love the addition of the Star You Are dazzles, which are added there as well.
Isn't that pretty? Very cute with the 3 wise men and their kids.
Very cute imagery. So an easy way to add journaling. So there's the We Three Kings sentiment there to your page. Just
and then
beautiful.
There's the border. Again, it's not going to be 12 inches, but you know you don't need it because look at what it's doing both on the side and at the top.
And the photos were also matted on gold metallic paper, I see too.
Just great. So for the Christmas Cuties, you're going to get all sorts of room to play is what I would think about with this.
Lots of different ways. It's just an adorable, whimsical look for Christmas, and it's just a great way to have fun.
And please join us tomorrow where we'll be doing more Hunkydory Christmas Week of Webisodes.
See you then.